And is there even a tiny little bit of you that's disappointed to only get a point out of that after such a brilliant game?
Yeah, I think so, because I think when you're 3-1 up in any game, you expect to win. So I could sit here and say there's no side of me that's disappointed. I think I would be lying, but I'd much prefer to focus on the positives of today, not the negatives, and I thought the positives far outweighed them. A really good team performance, individually, collectively, very good, and the effort was there, and I think we committed so much to that game to get a point. So delighted with the players today.
George Colkin.
It was a tough opening to go through, but after 15-16 minutes you were urging everybody to get forward and then stay forward. Is that what changed things, that you got so around?
Yeah, well, that was the intent from the start. Now, I always sit in press conferences and say that's the intent, but the reality can sometimes be different because of the quality of the teams you're playing against. And we conceded early. That certainly wasn't what we wanted to do. But in conceding the goal, I think maybe some of the pressure came off us, and we then executed a really, really good performance until half time, where we were front foot. We were everything that we tried or wanted to be in preparation. But it's easier said than done against this team. Manchester City, one mistake and you can be carved open, and we rode our luck at times in the match for sure, but I thought we deserved that luck.
And it felt like fun. Did it feel like fun for you?
Oh dear, I wouldn't call that fun, but it certainly, there's some pleasure in it, but I don't know where it is. I think it's more probably the pleasure's found in watching your team execute a very high level of performance. You get real satisfaction in seeing individuals perform very well, and the journey that they're going through to get there, and hopefully we can feel that we're making progress and improving. So that they're positive thoughts.
Go to Ian and then Scott.
What does that performance say about Newcastle? And did you learn anything in particular, anything new yourself with that standard of performance against one of the very, very best?
It does show that we're capable, but to be capable, we have to get everything right. And I thought the physicality of the performance was very good. The boys are very fit. Testament to the work they've done behind the scenes to get themselves in that physical condition. The level of ability of the players is there. But also I think today showed that we've still got more room to improve. There's lots of areas that we can get better in. That's promising for the future. But we know it's only hard work that's going to get us there.
Scott Wilson.
Eddie, we've seen over the last number of years really a number of Newcastle sides under different managers, in fairness, play very differently against the big six. 5 at the back quite often, drop deep, look to be defensive. What does it say about where you are at the minute and where you want this club to go to, that you didn't do that today? You look to get on the front foot, you look to be positive, you didn't necessarily adopt containing tactics because of who you were up against?
Yeah, I think there's no right or wrong approach. There's just an approach that fits you and your team at that moment. I think for us, where we want to try and get to, I don't see the top teams sitting off and sitting deep. The majority of top teams around in world football are very aggressive, progressive and brave, and I think that's the model that we're going to need to have long-term success, I believe. So hopefully that's a display of promise of what the future can look like, but there's no guarantee with that approach that you're going to be successful. It's very hard to be. The constant need for improvement is there in our game. We have to improve a lot to get to Manchester City's level. We're still in the process of growing and developing, but some promising signs.
Okay, Aaron and then Craig. Aaron?
Aaron, Maximin was obviously fantastic today. Do you think you're seeing sort of the best of him having the full solo? And also, what did you make of his sort of off the field gesture with fans yesterday?
Yeah, I thought today was a very, very good performance from Maxi. His best performance, I think, since I've been managing him. He got every aspect of his game in a very good place today. His pace was there. You could see he was electric today. His decision making with the ball was very good. He defended well. I thought he gave a great display, and he gave a different dimension. In that form, he gives us a totally different dimension to our team. So important for us. The challenge for Maxi is can you bring that game every week? not just in flashes, and that will dictate how good a season he has.
Craig?
2 questions, Eddie. First of all, what was your take on the red card incident?
Well, yeah, it was a huge moment in the game. We go to 10 men in that match. I think then we're looking at a different outcome. So it was a big moment. I thought Kieran probably left the ground with his feet in the air, but I think on the contact, this is just my impression, I haven't seen it again, contact was low, contact was fair, as in not a red card. So I don't think it was dangerous in terms of height, and I think that's probably what saved him.
And Callum Wilson did himself harm in front of Gareth Southgate today. You took him off with 20 to go. Did he have a knock, or was that just managing him, or did he think he was okay?
No, Callum was feeling his hamstring at half time, just a tightness, nothing more than that, but we were aware looking at him second half he wasn't fully opening up. So we felt at that moment the team probably needed someone who could fully sprint, and we just wanted to protect him from serious injury.
His overall game?
Very good, and that's why he's so important to us. I mean, he took his goal brilliantly. He's so important to us, Callum, as all our attackers showed today. I think they all showed individually how potent they can be when their games are good, in a good place, and but Callum's goal was probably the epitome of that.
Jordan and then Mark. Jordan.
There was a flagging tribute of Miguel Almiron before kick-off. What did you make of that? What did that do for his performance as well? Because he seemed to be quite relentless out there in terms of his performance.
Yeah, I thought Miggy's carried on his probably his pre-season form into the season. I think the 3 games he's had this season in the Premier League, he's been magnificent for us. On and off the ball, he's been, I think, very, very solid. So pleased that he got the goal today, and again, what a gesture from the supporters here. Very understanding, very knowledgeable, very caring towards the players. That would have been a lovely touch for Miggy. He would have really appreciated that, and it's great to see him get the goal, sort of with that acknowledgement from the supporters.
Just on the crowd as a whole, I think you said in some of your press conference on Friday that you were hoping for a cauldron of noise, or quite similar. Do you feel like you got that day from the supporters?
I think we always get that when we give them reason to show it, and I always think the responsibility is with us. I feared, going 1-0 down in the game, what that would do to the atmosphere in the stadium. As soon as the goal went in, the crowd responded, and I think that really helped us then get our foot into the game. From that moment onwards, they were outstanding. Even when we needed them, when Manchester City came back in the match, they were still there for us.
Mark Douglas.
Obviously, players you've got showed what they can do. Are you expecting any incoming transfers this week? There's been talk that things have progressed a little bit over the weekend with one of your targets on Watford.
I hope so, but as I sit here now, I've got no guarantee of that, so I can't give you any certainty, but we hope to add to the squad.
Miles Stafford.
Any injury issues to come out the game side? You mentioned Callum Wilson's injury. What kind of team will we see on Wednesday night in the cup? A very different challenge.
Yeah, we do. Well, we had a couple of issues in the game. Ryan Fraser I couldn't bring on, so he was feeling a groin during the warm-up, because he would have been a very important player for us if we were able to use him today, but we didn't have that luxury. I think there was one other, but it's gone out of my mind. But yeah, there's a couple of players nursing stuff through the game.
Okay. What? Sorry.
We're desperate to do well in the cups. I've made that very clear. So we have to be mindful. We've got a very packed schedule. So I don't quite know at this moment in time. I need to see how the injuries are. Obviously, Dan Burns got concussion. I don't think he'll play. So we are going to be forced into changes. How many changes I don't know. But we will pick a team to try and win the match.
Okay. One on the back to finish.
Looking from Norwegian media, you're known as a great tactician. What did you think about coming up against a guy like Eddie Howe, and how was it to play against him?
Well, thank you very much, by the way. I think he's an outstanding player. I think you could see today he's got a really good balance between physicality, mobility, agility. His finish for the goal he made look easy. But that wasn't easy. That was a finish of someone who's got all the instincts he needs to score goals in this league. So it was a fascinating test for our centre-backs. I thought they both did very well in very difficult conditions, because it's not just him. You're flooded by attacking players, and you've got to pick your moment of when you come out and defend and when you retreat, and I thought our defenders did very well.
Okay. Last one, Chris Conway.
Eddie, that result today, how much does it sort of show, where the club is and where the club's come from, versus sort of the room that you've still got to go almost to match up with the likes of Manchester City?
Yeah, we've got even with the result today. Let me make it very clear. We've got a long way to go. A long journey ahead of us in terms of growth and trying to improve things. But I think the big positive to take from today is how the players are attacking that. They're giving everything. And that's all I can ask of the group we have. We have a brilliant team spirit in the dressing room. We have amazing characters in there, and I think that shows in our performance at the moment.
Okay. See you Tuesday to preview the cup game. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks a lot.